Hello there.
Hey, good evening and welcome everybody. It's ObiPEZ for N Simplex Pachinko. We are off trying to catch a carrier. It's going to be a little bit harder than, easier said than done, because the carrier is already in motion, which means that they're definitely going to get out to waypoint 13 before I'm ready to really start moving. Currently we're looking at finishing up a stellar density scan of this region, and then we're going to be jumping approximately 6,000 light years to get to the next waypoint. The good news is that the Mandalay goes at least 50 light years per jump. So, that would be a lot. However, the good news is that we can catch some neutron stars here and there, which can allow us to catch up a lot faster. Those will be able to do 200 light year jumps. So, 30 at the absolute worst. Or no, 30 at the absolute best. Otherwise, might be here a while. We were also in the science carrier, which was lagging behind, to try and stay in the area to do some science scans, and I just didn't have the time today, unfortunately, to log on and finish the stellar density. So, oh well. We're going to be jumping through. Okay, anyway. So now we need 12. Right, max distance for that one is 12 light years. And then we'll jump down to level 350. And that is going to be the closest one. Zunia, LG-Q, B34-20. Located at coordinates 10,000. Oops. 353 and 23,997. Hope y'all are having a good evening. And a very awesome Friday to you all. So essentially we're filling out the rest of the spreadsheet here, making it back down to z equals 0, and then once we're on that plane we'll start heading out toward waypoint 13. Cool. 12.5. Zunia, PX-K, D8-277, stellar coordinates, 10,000, 300, 23,998, or at least close enough. Some of these are naturally between the coordinates, but it's okay. $52. Oh dear. How many have we scanned already? 3. Oh, good. Ooh. No, that's still a gas giant. Damn. No Earth-likes. That's too bad. There appear to be a lot of moons. What? Just doing some differential equations today. Things went pretty well. No, that was not. Okay. Here I thought it was going to be encouragement to seek out that particular radio signal. No. Just... This is a big system. It's going to net us quite a few dollars. There's going to be a lot of credits for this, but it is also going to take a while. Honestly, not that many credits. Probably only 150,000 to somewhere upwards of 1 million. Alright. So for this system, D8277, 12.4 is our furthest. And then we go down to level 250. Alright, what's the closest star to there? Helpful. Well, I guess that one. JL-V C16-23. Stellar coordinates 9999 247 23998. All those years of data entry finally paying off. Hey. Our stick is not properly zeroed again. Gonna have to figure that one out. Close flyby. Oh, I didn't get the number on this one first. Yeah, 13.2. Then hop over to level 200. That's a lot of stars. Zunia. LG-V C16-105. Stellar coordinates 10,000 199 23,999. There we go. Yeah, got it zeroed again. Okay. 11.2. Sure. Zunia FJ-O B34-17. Stellar coordinates 10,000 152 23,999. If we boost out around the star, then we have better chance of yep. We've got a better chance of getting clear of the star faster, and that way we don't have to overheat our drives and all that stuff. Chances are it's never going to be a problem, actually, because this particular Mandalay has been outfitted to just ditch heat out of it as fast as possible. And it does pretty well. I don't usually need heat sinks unless I'm under attack. Honestly, I don't think most people actually bother. Oh, it's just the one behind the star. Cool. One body was behind the star. Alright, 10.9. It's in line with our findings so far, so doing alright. Zunia VI-K D8-342. Stellar coordinates 10,001 101 24,000. Three to go. Looks like just one behind the star. Number 10.1. 29's close. And 24,000. Number 9.67. And then Tunia TKA. No. TAN. B3427. The last one we have registered. I already stated that I just wanted to get down to that star as like the base level, so that it would be able to calculate all of this stuff with reasonable accuracy ahead of time. You know, the R from core and distance from Sol. 26,000 light years. Nice. Oops, that's not what I want. Ooh. Just completely forgot which button to press to get the scanner. That was impressive. I don't know if it was the epic music or what. Should be behind the star. No. Optical illusion there. The scan hit, I guess, a cloud somewhere way back in the depths of the Milky Way. So it made it look like it was something that I should have been scanning instead. Alright. Number 8.32. Nope, not that one. That one. Alright. We're done. Now to catch up with the carrier. Alright. We're just gonna have to go with hopping straight. It's gonna be bad. 51. Oh. So good news is we can do it in about 2 hours if we're being diligent about stuff. That's a neutron star. We're going to get a real nice boost off this one.
System scan complete. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
Boost. 204 light years. Nice. So we're going to get a couple out of here. And then we're going to have to recharge. So this is hopping to another neutron star. And then after that, we'll recharge at, I didn't catch what it was, but probably an M or F type.
System scan complete.
Whoop.
Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
Yeah.
Frameshift drive operating beyond safety
Stay in it.
limits.
Come on. Come on.
Frameshift drive operating
There we
beyond
go.
safety limits. Frameshift drive supercharged. Frameshift drive charging.
M. Yep. Nice.
Fuels.
Okay.
System scan complete. Fuel sink disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Fuels.
Should be more diligent about checking to see if there's life on any of the planets that we're going by. Because I have not been paying attention to how many biological signals there are. It's up in the features at the top right-hand corner. So that one was none. There's some biologicals. tag that one. Since we're not gonna make the carrier, might as well enjoy ourselves a little bit. Yeah, geological we don't care about. There's a lot of geologicals. But biological might be, or definitely is, a lot more interesting. Some more biologicals. Does it say how far this is? Distance 4,000 light seconds, all the way on the left at the bottom. So 4,000 light seconds is not very far, and that's fine. Geological. So most of the time, geologicals come in fumaroles, which are, they look almost like termite mounds, but they're geologically formed. Vents, which are just literally holes in the ground that leak gas. And geysers, which are holes in the ground which usually force out material through pressure. Alright. Let's get us down to somewhere between 7 and 6 seconds. That's good. Then we go and right, let's get the docks out of here now. So we're good. Loading textures. Alright, we try to stay either, usually on the day side, makes it a little bit easier to find stuff. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should be fine.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Oh yeah.
Surface scan complete.
Okay, Fonticula and bacterium. Looks like they both cover the same areas. So go for, again, line up a little bit for day side and dive into some of these flat areas. I think the Fonticula actually does prefer altitude or crunchier terrain, if you like. So we'll try and go for this area here that looks a little flat, and then head toward the rougher terrain. Ugh, come on now. Are we still running shared processing stuff? Yes, we are. Apologies. There we go, that should fix it. Should fix most of it. Discord probably could go away too. Oop, carrier's moored. Don't do that yet. Alright, if we find bacterium and no fonticula, we should, like, basically just head right and go along this, like, flat area. If we find bacteria, then we should stick with the bacteria and stick to these flat areas. Bacteria usually like these flat areas. Fonticula are way easier to find, though. When you have them. Ooh, yep, there we go. Like I said. Got it. You're not gonna give me the... Alright, whatever. There we go. Campestris. Thrive in argon atmosphere. Can reach 4 meters in height. Huge leaf-like structures to capture sunlight for conversion to energy. Nice. The ones that were here looked sort of maybe orangey or red. Not that one. Okay, so we can get out. Come on. First footfall. Nobody has ever stepped foot here. It's somehow not surprising. Oh. Oh well. We had a sample from a different planet, and just never got it finished. Mauve. To the right here. We have to go 1 kilometer, give or take, before we can find another sample in order to have proper genetic diversity of our samples. Make sure that we... hey, look, there's one. In order to make sure we get diverse samples. Oh dear. There we go. We'll just bounce along, it's fine. Ugh, man. Yeah, there we go. close Discord. Oops. Okay, there we go. Should also free up a little bit of memory. And one more. Nice flat area like this almost certainly has Fonticula in it as well. Yeah, I already see some. It's one of the other good things about these. The samples are just so large. Nice. Man, I thought I had another like 10 meters to go. That is also another good thing about the Mandalay. The landing gear is very spider-like. So it just gives you huge amounts of clearance. Alright, I also don't see or hear bacteria in this area. Store sample? Oh. No, we just eliminated it. Oop, there it is. Nice. So now we can essentially go back the way we came and try and see if we can find more of the... Jeez. This is going to be insane. So we have to find that patch of bacteria on the ground at altitude. And compared to, you know, this, which has like white crackly, this has greenish sort of crackly. That's gonna be fun. Okay, we should get a look at it from the Mandalay to see if there's any obvious signs. See what it's going to look like. Okay. Just like pretty close to here. There it is. Nah, already had it. Okay, cool. Alright. Oh my god. That is going to be really hard to see. Yeah. I guess it... when we're within about 10 meters, it looks different, but I mean 50, 70, I can't distinguish that. That's not good. Okay, so we'll go about 1 kilometer. We'll go over to this flat over here and see if we can pick up any more. What we really need is a ship-based scanner. Nothing. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Is that it? No. There was a discolored patch right there. Oh, there it goes. Alright, so here's what we do. Set this down. We get out. And we just scan it. Oh, not that one. Nope. Man, I mean, we can get that far out to show blue, which is what we've already done. So, chances are, were there any here? We would be able to see it. Ugh. The other recommendation is that we use a flying drone. Ugh. I don't think this is helping any. But it sure does make me more nervous. Well, very unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get this one, I don't think. So I'm not going to be I'm not gonna spend a huge amount of time doing this. Occasionally, the nose passes right over it. And you see the blue reticle flash. And then we know we've got one. But the problem is that there are just not many. Apparently. Or I just don't know what the criteria are for this thing. Very possible. No. Go forward there. Ooh, nope. You jerks. There we go. Well, doesn't look like it. Just out of curiosity, right? Like, do we... I don't think it's possible yet. Planetary information. Oh no, it is here. Okay. Vesicula. I can't get the other information for this either. Okay, let's see if dangerous. What's the bacterium vesicula? Thrives in... Doesn't say. Cool. PMC to do terrain type. Oh man. Okay, so the bad news is that they are also extremely lucrative if you find them, and especially if you have first footfall on the planet, which we do. Alright, ad break's gonna start, so see you back here in about 3 minutes. Thank you so much everybody for coming, and we're just gonna hang out here, I think. There we go. Welcome back. Alright, so we found one just as we were getting to break, which was on sort of this sandy, more regolith type stuff. And unfortunately, it was super easy to see. Unfortunately, because now that we've seen it once, it's encouraged me to keep looking. So, it was, yeah, like I said, it was super easy to see, very well outlined. It was kind of maroony colored, a little bit like the Funticula, in a very clear, like, splotch pattern on the ground. It wasn't hidden or camouflaged at all. So if it's in one of like these areas, I'm kind of worried that I'm not going to be able to see it. But if it's in one of those like lighter to white areas, it's going to be obvious. And that, like I said, is going to be the problem that drives me mad for the next who knows how long. So we'll poke around a little bit more and see if we can't find it. And if we can't find it, then we'll sadly move on with 2 of the 3 samples we need in our pocket. Is that it? No. Wishful thinking. Is that it? Also no. Damn it. The other thing having the gear down for the other thing that having the gear down does for us is that it slows down our thruster speed. So it uses more fine-tuning rather than blasting off very quickly. This is too subtle. Yeah. Okay, let's go up here and see if we can't find. How about that one right there? The big, giant one. Woo! Okay, nice. I don't know if you caught it, but seeing the filter through another filter causes the life form behind to turn sort of teal instead of blue, which is already scanned. The foreground color is green, so it messes with it and ends up turning it teal colored. It's kind of fun. Alright, got him off this planet. There is one other planet in the immediate vicinity which does have life. I think it was only one, but this one? Unscanned. Right. So what we can do is go for the immediate close planets. I don't know that we're going to be able to do that very well, but nonetheless. Oh, there you go. No, there's two. Keep it right in the corner of the screen. You can bleed off a lot of your speed before you get to it. Now we speed up, try to make it 7 again. And I believe B3 was the other landable. Nope, B2. Yep. If we also scan that one, right, B2, it's A, B2. That has 3 biologicals. Lovely. Oh, right, we can't. We gotta scan this one first, though. Get a bit closer while this is working.
Surface scanned by 50%.
There we go.
Surface scan complete.
We've got bacterium funticula. Same deal. Just try to aim for the flats again. Let's see if that's what it likes.
Orbital flight engaged.
Funticula. Got some over here. It's unstable terrain, whatever. Do we have any bacteria? Does not look like it. Too bad. So, take to the sky. Try to see if we can find more bacteria like we did before. Hopefully it will be again in the flatter areas where it's much more visible, and it will be dark colored. I hope. Ooh. Yep, got it. Wait, is that also a giant one? It is. Nice. That's new. Vesicula cyan. Okay, so we have a different... Effectively, it's a different color on this planet. Alright, so we found a new biological. Nice. It actually is like cyan colored. Alright, so now we do the same. Try to find a nice place that has similar features, mostly in this sandy-like stuff. Hope a little bit that we get a nice deposit somewhere not too hidden. And the fact that it was pretty well colored Well, this is not going well. Alright. Let's go... not really higher, but let's just kind of look further out. Because I get the feeling this one's going to stand out. Pretty much no matter where it is. So we should be able to see it fairly clearly. This is promising. Right, so the white sands allow us to see things a lot better from further away. Still can't see anything if there's nothing there, though. Plenty of fonticula. Still not seeing any of the bacteria. was like right along that stripe. Now I can't see it. There was something that set off the alert. Ooh. Not that. I don't think it was Fonticula. Could have been, but there we go. There we go. Took me forever to find it, but nonetheless, we got it. Jeez. (110 Kelvin unsafe temperatures, really? That's number 2. Alright, let's go find another big, giant, like salt flat kind of area. Not one that's like, maybe sorta. This looks nice. is. There we go. It's supposed to go bloop. Okay, yeah, I can sort of hear it. There we go. Hey. Okay. So there is actually there we go. The carrier is going to be docked in Dumbe MQK B36-101 for the night. So I will be trying to get there, which is 41 jumps instead of our current, like, I don't know, what are we looking for? I think we had like 47 left to go. So we will speed this up a little bit. That makes it much easier. Class K yellow orange. Collect while that's fuel scooping. yellow white star.
Fuels.
35. Okay.
Fuel sweeping complete.
Unbiological. Curses.
System scan complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Almost clipped the star on that one. Could have been bad.
Fuel sweeping. Fuel sweeping complete.
Nope, that's not what I wanted. Don't do that.
Frameshift drive charging.
goodness.
System scan complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Waterworld, you say? .88 Earth masses.
Frameshift drive charging.
Alright, second ad break's gonna start in just a few minutes here. So I appear to have left my water downstairs. Oh well. Get that one quick. Class B, blue, white. Whew, getting a little warm. That's fine. 67 items in this star system. That is nuts. Gas giant.
Frameshift drive charging.
Class L brown dwarf, not scoopable. Alright, and then we're gonna take a 3-minute ad break, so we'll see you all in about 3 minutes. Thank you so much for coming. Let me know if you got any questions, especially about math, anything like that. And see you in a couple. Well, just about broke my damn ankle. Got to the bottom of the stairs, turned, and then stepped. I fell about 3 feet. My ankle just hit the ground like super hard, but we're okay. It's fine. Just made a really loud noise. Don't know who I woke up. Alright, we're gonna choose a vocab word from John Gould's Maine Lingo, a wicked good guide to Yankee vernacular. So we'll go with Horse Ale, HORSE-AIL. Horse Ale. In all Maine usage, horse can be hoss, H-O-S-S. Horse ale is an indisposition peculiar to horses, and the word survives for a minor and undiagnosed affliction for humans. Well, guess I got the horse ale. I've been sniffing and sneezing all morning. Spanish mildew, which C, suggests malingering. Horse ale is likely to be mild, but a real disturbance. And moose sled. Stick with an animal theme today. A wide-runned hand sled, presumably first designed for transporting moose meat into camp. It is a utility sled used in lumbering and sporting camps for odd chores, replaced in summer by a wheelbarrow. The hand shock is a similar sled. Moose sled. And if you do want to hear somebody who does have a Maine accent, although I will say it is not that Maine accent, but it is pretty close. Yep, underscore. You can check out Just Mainer. Who has been playing Star Citizen lately. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Son decided not to eat the other half of his bagel tonight. 29 to go. 12 down. Excuse me? I've seen plenty of T-Tower stars. Well, I just don't know.
System scan complete.
Nice, easy one.
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage.
No.
Fuel scooping. System scan complete.
Nice.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, that could have caused a problem. If they were aligned, we could have run into the exclusion zone.
System scan complete. Frameshift drive charging.
No fuel star, you say? Neutron, yes.
Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive.
There we go.
supercharged.
Get us out.
System scan complete. Frameshift drive charging.
22 left.
Fuel scooping. System scan complete. Frameshift drive charging. Fuels in.
Oh, so close.
Frameshift drive charging. Fuels in. System scan complete.
Don't actually see a third star. Okay. Binary pair. 226,000 light seconds out.
Frameshift drive charging.
Happy Saturday, UTC, everybody.
Frame shift drive charging. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frame shift drive charging. Scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frame shift drive charging.
Yeah, Kim. This game does have pew pew, however, I am out on a scientific survey mission deep in the galactic, well, close to the galactic core. So this whole area is effectively unexplored. And when I say unexplored, I mean that there are no humans, like, anywhere near here, with the exception of the other members of the scientific team. There are actually some other people who are here as, like, support staff, and the fuel rats, who are people who go chase after people who are out of fuel. They'll go resupply them, make sure that they don't die in space. There are also the hull seals. So anybody who crashes their ship somewhere but has survived is able to get repaired by them. So they're a bunch of really cool people too. We do, in theory, have some combat people on the mission, but, like, they don't really do a whole lot because we're also in a separate instance of the game than, like, most of the public. There are some people who have been chasing us around the entire, like, 4 months in hopes that somebody will log into open, and then they'll just jump them and kill them. And I had the misfortune of meeting one of them once. I was like, alright, cool. Yeah, good game and all that. See you later. I wasn't carrying anything important, so I didn't care. I was like, alright, let's try it. So I got my actual warship out instead of flying around in this thing. In fact, I was just hearing somebody the other night, or yesterday during the day, who was explaining that somebody had pulled up in a Sidewinder, which is the, like, original ship that newbies get, and tried to plink at the hull of somebody in a military outfitted Corvette, which is like a very large ship. And he's like, you know, barely touching his hull. So the guy activates his shields, which go up in about 30 seconds. And then, like, he just cannot even touch this guy's hull anymore. And, like, the shields just recharge faster than he can knock them down. And then he waits for this guy to make an attack run and pulls effectively, like, straight away from his ship instead of, like, doing circles. Just waited for him to pull out, starts moving straight, and he just goes chunk with, like, one gun, and the guy got shields instantaneously down, hull down to 1%. The guy's like, "What did you do? How did you destroy me that fast?" And the guy's like, I don't know if I can help this one. Project Hail Mary, I have not seen it yet. I'm going to go see it. We're also in England at this point, so, like, I'm not sure when our specific town is going to get it. Likely soon, TM. But it could be upwards of, like, a couple of months before we get it. Yep, there you go. And we are currently 12 jumps away. We're getting there. Oh, there's another neutron. It's approximately 200 light years every time I get one of those blue lines. They let us jump so much further. Well, 4 times the usual distance. If I had the other ship, it's a humongous ship, but if I had Corsair, no, what's it called? Caspian. Yeah, if I had my Caspian, we'd be able to use neutron stars to jump like 600 light years, and it would significantly shorten this trip. But they're not very good ships for, like, a lot of other reasons, so I tend not to take it out, at least now, unless it's like, you need to do XYZ, you know, go to this particular place that's really far away. Like, I'll do that. It actually probably would be a good ship for scientific survey. Now that I'm thinking about it. I also did not engineer it to the level that this one has been engineered. before we left.
System scan complete.
Cool. Boost out of the sun. Yeah, just in case you haven't seen this one yet. So that's where we are. And this is the map. That is a 1-to-1 representation of the galaxy. It is pretty awesome. You can go to all sorts of different stars. Every time that there's like a new discovery in real science, they update the game to match. So they got Dr. K. Ross, who is an astrophysicist, well, they hired Dr. K. Ross as like the team's astrophysicist to try and learn cool stuff and to teach everybody about how physics actually works and to help construct what's called the Stellar Forge engine. So the engine actually goes through, checks like real data, and then extrapolates based on real data in order to figure out what the rest of the galaxy should look like. So it is in fact super cool. Yeah, we've got all sorts of cool stuff. There's like different types of stars. Come on. Really? I'm not gonna play today. Boo. Time dilation. So no, because it has to be a synced world to everybody else. Ooh, there was also a really good explanation of why time dilation doesn't exist. Put out by Floating Head Physics. Have you ever seen Manesh's channel? Because the writers want it. I mean, it exists in a certain way, but the particular example that he used in this video actually made so much sense. It's not like your clocks are running differently. It's more like if you were to think about like driving in a car and you and your friend start driving in like two different directions like this, you'll notice that the other car is falling behind. And it's not because there's like some weird space dilation. It's that like the view of your particular world line is ahead of where that car is. And likewise, his world view, world line is going ahead of where you are going to be. So it's going to take you longer to get to that location. So he likened that to how it works in space-time as well, and then did a bunch of like explanations of how it's all going to appear to work in space-time when you're talking about how do we apply this simple example to the much more complicated example of reality. gas giant. Another gas giant. Hey. Ammonia world. Nope, water world. Nice. No features though, apart from rings. Rings are cool, but still. Floating head physics. Or maybe float head physics. You'll find it. Yeah. So a lot of his, the conceit of a lot of his videos is that he's having a conversation with whatever famous physicist it is who did that particular thing. So, when he was talking quantum physics, and I didn't understand quantum physics until I read Feynman's book, for example, and he starts talking like, well, Feynman says that, and comes up with a good explanation of what Feynman said, and then say, ooh, not that way. Do not go into the exclusion zone of stars. Yeah. And he'll say something to the effect of, well, Feynman says this. And then I say, da-da-da-da-da-da, and then Feynman says, no, Manesh, you don't understand. And so it's like he's having a conversation with that particular person. It's really cool. It has certainly consolidated a few ideas that I did not understand. Admittedly. And he's also self-deprecating, so that helps. Oh, so close. Oh.
System scan complete. Frameshift drive charging.
8 jumps, single digits, woo!
Fuel scooping.
What?
Fuel scooping complete.
What? Oh. Really? Okay. Yeah, overheating, whatever. A neutron. Alright, so neutron stars are rather interesting. We can fly into the jet cone of these neutron stars, which is, generally speaking, considered dangerous. Hey, there we go. So we picked up all these charged particles, which then boost our jump range. You can see now it says 220 light years instead of our maximum before was about 55. So, goes a bit further. So yeah, that's the jump that we're making now, instead of from here to there, I think is the next one. So yeah, roughly speaking, 4-ish. We're now in the Dombe region. Excellent. Okay. Just out of curiosity, what values do we have for the star coordinates? Roughly speaking, 75, 60, 100 by 22,830. Okay. Yeah, and there's all of the locations that we usually hang out in. Those are currently oh no, that's Colonia. Never mind. Here's where we usually hang out in. 24,000 light years away. Nice. Again, 5 jumps away. So every single one of these stars is actually scannable, and you can jump to it and figure out what's in that system. It's one of the really awesome parts of Stellar Forge. There we go. Ads are going to start in about 2 minutes, so we'll take a quick break. And then be back with the final leg.
Fuel scooping complete.
There we go.
System start complete.
Gas giant with water-based life.
Frameshift drive charging.
Woo! I will explain stuff, but since the ad break has started, we'll be back in like 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, something like that. So, if you could still hear me. You will find out about that in just a couple minutes. If you can hear me, then know that I'll come back. Okay. So, Han, good luck. You got this. And, yeah, Anakin, I am one of the people who obsessively watches other people's playthroughs of Outer Wilds, and will sit in chat or write in the comments stuff like stuff like this. You haven't played it. Now, I do know that some people don't particularly like it just because it's not their style of game or whatever, and that's fine.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah. Stayed up too late. No. But hey, not really surprising, don't we all? Oh, nice.
Fuel scooping. System scan complete. Fuel zone disengaged.
A slow puzzle game, yeah.
Drive charging.
I think especially now that I've gotten almost 30 in-game days into the game, you know, there are certain things that I have to like actively hunt for, otherwise I'm not going to get it. We made it up to grade 5 in school. And like that was a slog.
Fuel scooping.
We may have to go to the greenhouse and like fix some of the rarities of other things so that they don't show up, just so that I can get the school more often.
Fuel scooping complete.
Which seems nuts, but you know.
System scan complete.
Oh, I'm there. No. What? Did they move again? What? What? Oh. Oh dear. Did they start moving without me? Again? Eine Minute bitte. Carrier. 0800. Currently moored. Okay. Doombe, AKH. Yeah, okay. No, that's it. For whatever reason, it didn't show... it doesn't show that my ships are there. So usually when you have... when you have ships that are docked in a particular location, like you get a little box, yellow box, that shows this is where your ship is. 4.3 billion total permutations. Nice. Alright, here's another neutron. So we're going to duck into the jet cone. Hopefully it doesn't spin us around and then carry us toward the star. Because that was a thing once. There we go. Boost out. Okay. Anakim, did you see when I played Lorelei and the Laser Eyes? Because that was another, like, niche puzzle game, but it only did last... That one only lasted for, like, 15 to 20 hours. I did play Eve. I joined in March of 2020... No. Wow, no. 2003. Way back. And then I recognized immediately that having learning skills as high as they possibly could was, just like real life, going to cause it to, like, be extremely helpful for the future of my character. And so I ended up maxing out learning, and then I was like, okay, so I can't really be good at things, but I went and got trained up in all of the leadership skills. So when battle cruisers first came out, I got trained up in all the leadership skills to do boosting of your squad, and I maxed out most of them, if not all of them, like as fast as possible. And so I was ahead of just about everybody in the initial wave of those skills. Didn't really help all that much in the long run, but mostly because I didn't really hang out much with, like, one of the megacorps. Couldn't get the money out of the game. Yeah. Sternasia, you cannot jump the ship out of hyperdrive when you're going from one system to another. That is a loading zone, and so the game isn't going to allow you to do that. However, there are a certain group of enemies that will drop you out of the loading zone into a special instance. It's called hyperdiction. So instead of being interdicted as you normally might be in standard, warp drive. And that's actually a little bit like how it sort of worked in Eve sometimes. You would try to go to warp and they'd be like, nah. So you can be interdicted in here by normal players, and that's when you're in warp like I am now. Somebody can try and jump you. Usually NPCs. And only when you're actually carrying something of value. So I just don't have anything right now. However, yeah, the certain enemies can hyperdict you, take you out of jumping from one system to the next. That was wild the first time that happened, because nobody saw that coming. That's fine. Just Geiger counters going off. It's all good. Alright, good enough. So yeah, I'm in what's called Super Cruise. So we're basically moving just around the system at 1C. And then here we jump between, and it goes off the chart. So this is a loading zone. Like I said, there's only one instance in which you might be hyperdicted, and they're not here. Hey, we made it. Woo. Alrighty. See you, hon. Good luck. You got this. differential, though. Differential's a noun. I guess it could be an adjective in this case.
System scan complete.
Alright. There she is. Oop. Let's not fly into the sun. Again. Alright, so we bring our ETA down to 7 seconds. And then throttle back slightly. And then we gotta get over on the left there, get both of those gauges into the blue at the same time. So distance needs to be about 1 megameter, or 1,000 kilometers. And our speed needs to be less than 1 megameter per second. So once we have both of those things, then we'll drop out of warp, frame shift, and now we're in normal space. And this is where we actually pilot the ship and do all sorts of cool stuff. O7, request docking. Oscar Bravo India on final. Oof. God damn it. There we go. Well, that took too long. Okay, so we're going to refuel. We're also going to repair our damage, because if we look over here in the modules section, because we hit so many of those neutron stars, our frame shift drive has been whittled down to 89% health, but everything else is doing alright. Alright, we go into carrier services. And then we go over to the stellar cartography. What's it called? Universal cartographics. Hand in all of our mapping that we've been doing, which is going to be pretty significant. I'm not even sure how many pages this is going to be. Should only be like 2, but... Alright, so 7 million. With bonuses, because we are the first to discover all of these systems, which is not really surprising, because we're out in the black, like nobody's been here before. Another 7.3, so 14.3. With bonuses. least not all of them. 14.3, so 19 million. So I think I did something like 4,000 light years worth of travel up and down through the galaxy, and then we came back to the ship. And in fact, I had to chase this ship down. And no? Okay. Usually it also says like, oh, you got first footfall on the following, but nope, guess not. Redemption office. Go in and hand in some of the biological, there we go. 120,000. No bounty. And then we want to advance maintenance. Have to repair our hull. 69,000. Nice. We are not going to repair the paint. Our paint work is currently 0. Which reflects the care to which I have taken of the ship. We're going to disembark and then go hand in the biological data. So this is a separate thing entirely. And unfortunately, we do have to load all of these like individual textures for the outside and now the inside of the carrier, so it gets really slow sometimes. Right. Vista Genomics.
You have some data to sell.
I do. 4 million. What? That's it? But I got first footfall. Alright. Well, better than nothing. Ah, there we go. Yep. Discovery bonus. It's 4 million on top of. Yep, so we got 20 million just for all that.
Thank you for your contribution to our
So hunting down biologicals is one of those like by far the most lucrative things that you can do in the game at the moment. Absolutely bonkers. And boop. Alright, I am also... It's not quite 1 o'clock. Let's see what this would do for us. I'm going to see if we were to trade to the Caspian. We also got a new ship. The Lynx Highliner was free to everyone. Basically, it is a thank you for being patient, because they were supposed to have released the new patch, which like has brand new functionality for the game. I think it was this week, maybe last, and they said, yeah, we're going to wait until June or whatever to make sure that we have it right. And most everybody's like, good. Keep it up. So I'm not going to deploy it here. I'm going to wait until we get back, I think. Yeah, Caspian Explorer. Alright. Auto launch. Ugh. Yuck. Outfitting. I don't think we can do anything with it, but optional internal, lots of cargo, fighter hangar, advanced planetary approach suite, detailed surface scanner. Yeah, so this is the probes. We got a couple of bonuses on this. Oh, just the probe radius. Yeah. For doing one of those things that we did before. The advanced docking computer is fine, but it's wholly unnecessary, especially for this ship. Life support. So we've got a bunch of these at D rank, which are like super light. They're stripped down essentially, so that we can make this ship go as far as we want it to. The 8A optimized frameshift drive with increased range allows us to go a ridiculous distance. Let's see. Hey, Famished. How's it going? Okay, this is a distance of 2,700 light years, which is much shorter than the one we literally just did. Okay, 21 jumps. Ugh, even still? Man. Yeah, okay. Let's just look at it real quick. How far can we actually go? Really? Oh, there we go. Yep. Jump minimum 60 light years, maximum 72 light years. Current is 63. So if we stripped everything down, we might make it to a 72 light year jump. But right now, 63 is about as good as we're going to get. Unless you hit neutron stars, in which case this ship will go, I think, on the order of 600 light years. I mean, that can't be right. Because there were a lot of blues between here and here in the destination that I set. We need to get to, you know what? No, it's fine. This this ship the carrier is going to jump at 8 in the morning, and I think we're going to rendezvous with the other group. So we're not gonna rush it. So tomorrow, tomorrow the carrier is going to make it to the next waypoint, and then there is a special decal which can be collected by all commanders who have done Distant Worlds. So this whole expedition that we're on, we get to go into livery over here, and then decal. Yep, this. So like, this is a little maybe this is a little pretentious, but we're gonna trade the front decal out for the Distant Worlds 3 one when we get it. So there's all this stuff. What is this? Squadron Dynamic. Okay. Ah, yes. That's Boot Brigade. There's also the other one here to let us know that I was on 2 of the Titan attack runs. Attacks on Titan. Yep, the Panther Clipper, the Lynx Highliner. Yeah, and the Prospector. Again, pretty pretentious. Anyway, Pioneer Trade Elite 2. Ooh. Okay. We'll leave it at that. Head back to the main menu. And then we're going to head out to one of our friends. Who do we want to see tonight? SDK Phoenix is doing Star Seeker, which is an Astroneer expedition. Open beta. Nice. A bunch of people doing evacuation missions for Elite Dangerous. Somebody's making a Lynx AX, which is the anti-Xeno ship. So that's the enemies that can hyperdict you. If you build a ship with like the explicit intent of facing off against them, then you can end up like circling them, running cold. There's all sorts of cool stuff. Let's go see Orange Phoenix. He's currently working on some stuff. And we will see you all on Monday for more Math Communication Monday. And I'm going to figure out more of my TTRPG stuff before we end up going to actually doing it on Sunday. See you all later. My name's Obi-Wan.